If I were starting YouTube today, knowing everything that I know now, I wouldn't try to grow faster. I'd try to grow clearer. And that might sound backwards, but just hear me out. I've been around YouTube for almost 10 years now. Most of the time wasn't on camera, it was actually behind the scenes, working on my dad's YouTube business, helping grow other channels. I've been watching patterns, studying what works, and seeing what quietly burns people out as well. And the biggest difference between creators who last and creators who disappear, it's not necessarily the talent or the skill, it's their alignment with their content. And if I were starting today, the first thing I'd do differently is stop chasing what works for other people. When you're new, everything that performs feels like a blueprint, right? You see trends, formats, hooks, thumbnails, and you start believing that if you don't follow them, you're already behind. But the problem is this: most of those strategies assume a life that you don't actually have. One that has unlimited time, unlimited energy, no responsibilities outside the screen, and is just for full-time creators. That's not my life anymore. This year, I became a first-time father. I'm still working a full-time job, and now when I take the time to sit down and create, every hour matters. So if I were starting again today, I'd build for the life that I'm in now and not the life YouTube advice assumes. The second thing I do differently is stop treating low views like failure. When you're new, low views feel very personal. It feels like your content sucks. You're questioning your ability. Are you even good at creating content? Are you good on camera? Are your ideas even good ideas? And then you're wondering, is this even worth it that I'm creating this content and I'm not getting any sort of results back? But low views aren't a verdict. They're part of the process, and us as creators need to understand that, especially in the early stages. Most creators don't fail because they're bad at YouTube. They fail because they don't like what it feels like to be early on, where views aren't popping. Early on, it feels very quiet. It feels very slow. It feels like the effort without any feedback coming back, because you're not getting any comments. You're not getting, thousands, but beyond thousands of views. You're just barely making it. And if I were starting today, I'd stop measuring the success by the views and start measuring it by clarity. And if you couldn't tell already, on this channel that is brand new, I am not worried about the views, and I'm still posting videos every week because I know I'm not going to measure it off of the views it's getting right now. I'm in the beginning stages. This is the time where most creators quit because they haven't had a video go viral or micro viral. Instead, for me, I'm trying to build something that I know is going to bring in the right audience, that's going to ultimately grow this channel and grow this audience and community to something that no one else can touch, because it's very personable. And I'm always going to be working on my videos. I'm always going to be making sure that my message is getting clearer, that my voice gets more confident the more I talk on camera. And does this feel sustainable to me? Because views come from clarity, not before it. The third thing I do differently is protect my energy. Not every video deserves the same effort. Not every comment deserves a response. And not every piece of advice deserves my attention. Now, when your energy is limited, and mine is, trust me, because I have a lot going on in my brain, you have to be very selective of what you take in. And I'd stop trying to win YouTube fast and start building something that I could live with long term. Something that I wouldn't resent. Something that fits in my life instead of taking it over. And finally, if I were starting YouTube today, I'd stop trying to appeal to everyone. Because if you want to know the fastest way to burning out as a creator, it's trying to be relatable to all creators. Instead, I create for the people who are building alongside real life. People balancing their work, their job, people raising families, people building something quietly, but also patiently. Not because it's trendy, not because it's going to get a bunch of views early on, but because it's honest and true content. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do on this channel. And I know I don't have to have everything figured out now. Some videos are gonna work, some aren't. And that's totally fine with me, because this time I'm not trying to prove anything. I've already done it in the past. I've had channels that have over 100,000 subscribers, have mid 30 to 40,000 subscribers, right? I've had channels with 2,000 that still generated me a good amount of money as well. But this time, I'm trying to build something that I can stick with and sustain. So I want to make this clear. If you're starting YouTube today, or you're starting over, and it feels harder than you expected, you're not doing it wrong. You're just early in the process. And if you build with the patience we talked about, clarity, and alignment of your content, this early season that you're going through, it won't feel like a mistake. Instead, it's going to feel like a foundation that you're building for your community. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of inspiration going into your content creation, and I'll see you guys in the next video.